friendos, Christmas is a mere month and a half away. And with that in mind, my sister told me that she's going to be getting me a perfume for Christmas. And there's no budget. That's not what I said. So with that in mind, I got myself a super fancy Dries Van Noten discovery set. Today I'm going to be breaking down all 10 of the fragrances inside of here and unboxing it with you. So friendos, if you are ready for a video that's filled with mystery, thrills, and excitement, well then do me a favor. Go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, and friendos, just stay tuned. Here's the fancy box she comes in. Now, we already had a perfume party. We had 4 different people sampling all these different perfumes. As you can see, this is how she comes. We get a little list. Oh boy! Inside here, as you can see, we have Jardin de Lingerie. I suppose that's French. Neon Garden, Rosa Carnivor, Raving Rose, Cannabis Pachetoli, Santal Greenery, Voodoo Chili, Rock the Myrrh, Flur D Mal, and Soy Malacqua. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Y'all can correct me. So check out this beautiful packaging. Now, I wish that these bottles actually had this design on them, but they don't. So as you can see, you take one out and that little design is on the back. Now, of course, if you buy a full-size bottle, this is very close to how it will look. Those pictures will show up on the screen as I talk about each of these fragrances. Also, in case you are afraid of mixing them up, the name is in very tiny letters. It is on the bottle, and I can match the name up to see what the bottle would look like. So before I go into detail about each one, I wanted to give you my overall synopsis of this brand's perfumery. So to be real with you guys, I actually did have more, I guess you'd say, dislikes than likes in this collection. However, the ones that I liked, I actually loved. As a whole, all of these are very boisterous. These aren't the type of perfumes that you probably want to be wearing in an office setting. They're more of date night, even with one spray. Ooh, they're beastly, you guys. The projection is out of this world, and the longevity is too. I slept in 3 of these and I could smell each of them the next day. They're also very perfumey perfumes. Again, none of them are going to be mistaken for a body spray or an EDT. No, they are again pungent. So let's talk about each of them. Now, friendos, a full-size bottle of any of these perfumes that we talk about today are going to range between $290 and $320 for 100 mils. So I'm going to have the prices for each of them pop up in the corner or somewhere on the screen so you guys can evaluate those for yourselves. So first up, we have Rock the Myrrh. I really do like the bottle design on this one, and I almost blind bought this one. I actually almost blind bought 3 of these, and I'm really glad that I didn't. So for Rock the Myrrh, I did not hate it. However, it did not smell feminine on me at all. It smelled extremely masculine. There's something very interesting about skin chemistry because my sister's boyfriend tried it on, and on him, it smelled pretty girly. So the notes on this are pink pepper, cypress, patchouli, myrrh, suede, and benzoin. On me, this smelled like a new car smell. It was very leathery and tobacco smelling to me. Interestingly enough, Justin, my editor, also tried this on, and it smelled sweet, like honey on him. So again, it's all about skin chemistry, but I would say if you are looking for something that's in the realm of feminine, this is the one that I would avoid in the Dries Van Noten collection. It was definitely the most masculine. Now let's chat about Neon Garden. This one was very interesting, and the notes listed are not what I smelled. So when I smell this fragrance, I do smell mint, I do smell patchouli, but I also smell cucumbers. And I would say cucumbers is the smell that I smell the strongest. The notes listed on Granica, however, are mint, iris, carrot, musk, and ambroxan. So this one becomes very powdery very, very quickly, especially on my sister's skin. It almost smelled like a baby powder, and it was really overpowering. Again, this one is definitely not for the faint of heart. I think it was probably one of the strongest, although let me tell you, they are all strong. I think I've made that clear. But yes, this one, whoo! Ooh. She is not for the faint of nose. Next up, we have Jardin de Lingerie. Again, I know I probably butchered that. Now, what I smell with this is orange, orange peel, orange blossom, and a little bit of sandalwood. I could smell that. The notes on Fragrantica are neroli, which is a type of orange blossom, jasmine, liang liang, orange blossom, milk, and sandalwood. So I can't say that I smelled anything milky in here, and I don't find it very creamy either. What I will say is if you are a citrus lover, this one might be your girl. I really did enjoy this one. I can't say it was an absolute favorite for me, but I did like it. Now we have Rosa Carnivor. This one is very interesting. One of the most popular Avon fragrances of all time is a perfume called Imari. And to be honest, it reminds me a lot of Rosa Carnivora. And I've never really tried anything that smells like this. It's very interesting. Clearly a rose, very floral. Interestingly enough, Dries Van Noten has on here that the scent notes are rose and vetiver. However, vetiver is not listed as one of the fragrance notes when we head to Fragrantica. So on Fragrantica, we have rose, pink pepper, vetiver, floral notes, patchouli, and labdanum. So this one is very pretty. However, I'm not really that much of a rose person. So this one was not going to be an absolute favorite for me, but I did still like it. Next up is the other rose fragrance in the collection, which is Raving Rose. This one was extremely peppery and powdery. The notes on it are pink pepper, black pepper, rose and rose water, cashmere, and musk, according to Fragrantica. So for me, the rose is the main star in here. However, the longer I wore that fragrance, the more powdery and the more peppery it became. And I normally really like a good peppery fragrance, but I will say I felt like this one was just a tad too peppery, for my taste anyways. What's sad to me is I feel like the rose in this one is one of the best roses I have ever smelled in any perfume. So I am hoping that the brand will experiment with a few more different rose perfumes because I'm very curious to see what they come out with. I really feel like if they had a few different ones to choose from, I would end up choosing a rose in this family. But that's just me, so moving on. Next up is the one that I almost blind bought, but I am so glad I saved my money. It is Voodoo Chili. Now I really liked the bottle design on this one. However, this smelled terrible on me. So I had everyone weigh in on this one and I took down their notes. So my sister's boyfriend said that it smells green. Justin says it smells like a flower. My sister says it smells like a numbing agent. So on this bottle, it says that it's a rosemary and patchouli fragrance. Sadly, I don't really get very much rosemary at all. I don't think I get any, to be real with you. According to Fragrantica, the notes are cannabis, rosemary, lentesquique. What on earth is that? Patchouli, sandalwood, and cedar. It says it's a resin or a balsam, a fresh turpentine-like scent. Yes, that turpentine was real. It definitely smelled a little bit like paint thinner. Certainly not my vibe. So glad I saved my cash. This next one was the most universally hated here at my home. And it's Cannabis Pachetoli. You guys are gonna love these notes. My sister says it smells like NyQuil and licorice, the old black NyQuil. I don't think I ever had that. Praise the Lord. Mom and Dad gave me the good stuff. I don't know what they were giving you. It was a greenish black bottle. Okay, well that's fitting. That's very fitting. And Dakota said it was just awful. When we asked him what it smelled like, he said awful. For me, the longer it sat on my skin, the more and more it smelled like cannabis, and not in a good way. Like, it smelled like some skunk weed, y'all. According to Fragrantica, the notes are bergamot, cedar needles, sage, patchouli, incense, vetiver, and musk. Again, none of those things really seem to fit with this, to be honest. And I usually have a nose for these type of things. The only thing that really fit is skunk weed. Now for a universally liked one. We have Soleil Maliquois. Forgive me, guys. I know that I pronounced that terribly. I'm doing my best. So this one says it's a chestnut and silk fragrance. Now, I didn't know that silk had a scent. So let's hear what Fragrantica has to say. It says it's blackcurrant, bergamot, silk, okay, rose, chestnut, and cacao. Now we all agreed that we could smell a vanilla note. I could definitely smell that chestnut in there. It's very sweet, it's very gourmand and powdery. I think it would be superior fragrance for the fall and winter months. So this one actually reminds me a little bit of Bohème from Love Shack Fancy that came out this year. However, I will say this one definitely smells more expensive. It just has a little bit more of a perfumey, robust vibe. And out of all the bottles, this one is one of my very favorites. Just as a side note, I believe Dries Van Noten is my favorite of all the fashion designer houses. Yes, their items are very expensive, and to be honest, I don't own any of it. I can't really justify spending that kind of money when I barely leave my house when it comes to clothes. I can with perfume because I do wear it around the house and I enjoy it, and those around me are forced to enjoy it as well. Now back to the fails of this house. This next one is Flur D Mal. What's funny is in Spanish, mal means bad. It's spelled the same way, so I'm gonna just say that this is a bad flower. Seriously though, it does kind of smell like rotting fruit to me. My sister said it smells like a sweaty butt in a car seat. Now, I don't really know who she's letting ride with her, but I imagine it's somebody stanky. So the notes on this are peach, osmanthus, jasmine, suede, and amber. Peaches and pears, you guys, they're hard to formulate. I've smelled a lot of bad ones over the years. I do work in home fragrance myself. Yeah, those peaches and pears, they can be bad, and I would say this is probably a really bad peach. That's just my opinion, guys. If you've tried one of these and you love it, please go ahead, keep on loving it. Chances are it smells great on your skin. So what was our favorite? What was the one fragrance that everybody in this house just had to love? It is Santal Greenery. Luckily for me, this is one of the bottles that I love the most, and fragrance notes that come through every single one of these that I'm about to list off, you'll be able to smell in this fragrance, or at least I could. So we have grapefruit, bergamot, fig, violet leaf, sandalwood, and white musk. I will say the sandalwood is kind of faint. The main thing that I smell is the fig and santal. I'm a sucker for a green note though, and this fragrance did feel like a very distant cousin to Father Figure that came out this year from Flur. Now Flur is a little bit more on the gourmand side. It's a little bit more watery, whereas this feels a little bit more strong fruity and a little bit fresher than what you will get in Father Figure. So with all of these, you guys, I highly recommend, because they are so expensive and because they are so out of the ordinary, I recommend if you're thinking about buying any of these that you not blind buy them, definitely get a sample. This sample pack that I got was $70. I bought it from Bergdorf Goodman. Of course, not sponsored, not PR, because I paid for it. Also, there's nothing inside of here where I can redeem for a discount. It's just a pure discovery set. I only say that because a few of you have watched me do my Sephora favorites, and those always come with a voucher for one of the perfumes that are inside. Nothing like that here, but I wish. And one thing I will mention, if you feel like you are in an olfactory drought, if you feel like every perfume that you're trying just kind of smells the same or just comes off as very derivative, definitely try this line. They're all so different. A lot of them I feel like I've never smelled before. Comparisons that I did make, again, all distant cousins, they are very unique and they are worth your time, worth your dime, worth trying out. So will I be having my sister gift me that Santal Greenery with her hard-earned money for Christmas? I don't know yet. We have a lot of perfume to go through between now and Christmas. I bought quite a few different discovery sets, so we'll have to figure something out. Guys, I had a blast hanging out with each and every one of you today. Please let me know if you've tried anything from this line or if any of them interest you. I always like to hear your feedback in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. My amazing sister just made some bread and we are gonna go downstairs and have our fill of carbs for the day. I wish you a phenomenal rest of your day. Please don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't done so already, because if not, we'll both have to live in the sorrow of never knowing what's gonna have been. Alright guys, don't forget to like this. Bye.